everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Easy Accounting channel. Today we are continue on our RRSP. The LLP in RRSP, the person who made the withdrawal dies, the legal representative has to include the balance in the deceased person income for the year. If the deceased person contributes to an RRSP in the year of death, the representative can designate the contribution as a repayment under the LLP. If at the time the person who made the LLP withdrawal dies and the deceased had a spouse or common law who is resident of Canada, that spouse or common law can elect jointly with the deceased person legal representative to make the payments, repayment, and to include the LLP balance in the deceased person income. So LLP election on death. To make this election, the surviving spouse or common law partner or deceased person legal representative sign a letter and attach it to the deceased person income tax and benefit return for the year of death. So the letter should state the election is being made to have the surviving spouse or common law make the repayment under the LLP and to not have the income inclusion rule apply to the deceased person. If the surviving spouse or common law has no LLP balance on their own at the time the person who made the LLP withdrawal dies, then the survivor is deemed to be the LLP student for the LLP balance taken from the deceased person, and the surviving spouse or common law will have to make repayment to the RRSP over the normal 10-year repayment period as determined through the year of the first LLP withdrawal. So if the surviving spouse or common law already had an LLP balance of their own at the time the person dies, the deceased person LLP balance is added to the survivor LLP balance. This may cause the survivor LLP balance to be more than $10,000, the annual limit, or the $20,000, the total limit. If this occurs, we will not include the excess in the income of either the survivor or the deceased person. So in the year you turn 71, you will not be able to repay any withdrawal to your RRSP. So this is because you cannot contribute to an RRSP after you turn 71 years of age. So the remaining repayments balance to your RRSP or both, or you make partial repayment to your RRSP or PRPP or both, or your remaining repayment at the beginning of the year you turn 72. So after the year you made an LLP withdrawal, if you become a non-resident of Canada, after the year you made that withdrawal, repayment balance on your income tax for the year you become a non-resident for that year, and the due date for this repayment is the earliest of the following: before the time you file your income tax and benefit for the year, or 60 days after you became a non-resident of Canada. So if you want to repay earlier, any amount you make before the first repayment year reduce your first required repayment. For example, if you first repay your year is 2021 and $1,000 is your required repayment, you make an early repayment of $600 in 2020, your required repayment for 2021 is $400. So if you repay less than the amount required or do not repay at all, your LLP balance is reduced by the amount you repay plus the amount you include in your income. If you want to calculate the amount you have to repay for the next year, you just divide your LLP balance by the number of years remaining for your repayment period. So you cannot designate contribution to your RRSP. Either you cannot designate your employer, your spouse, your common law partner. If you repay more than the amount required, you have to repay for a year, then the amount you have to repay in each of the following year will be less. And the LLP statement of account we send to you, your notice of assessment, takes into account any additional payments you make and tell you how much you have to repay for the next year. Then if you want to cancel your LLP, you can cancel your LLP if was not enrolled in the qualified educational program or the LLP student left the program before the April of the year after the withdrawal, or 75% of the student tuition was refunded. Thank you for coming to my channel. I hope to see you in my next video. Please subscribe to my channel and share my video.